Morning everyone, welcome to Doron Yoga. We'll flow today as yoga, bodies and mind. We'll move a bit slower in our transitions, we'll pay attention. It'll be a full round practice. I'll give plenty options, some of them a bit intense at times. Please do as you need, as you can. And remember, smile. Welcome Dan, welcome Kasha. And we'll start with just one Om together. Close your eyes. Take a breath to center. Inhale. Release the hands, softly opening the eyes. We'll do a round of Kapalabhati, sharp exhales through the nose, puffing the belly, pulling the belly in with every exhale. Do as many as feel right for you. Here we go. Deep exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Chin to throat. Release. Take a moment to observe. Softly coming back, open the eyes. Consciously we'll move the hands onto the mat, knees onto the mat, coming onto all fours. Starting with some deliciousness, moving around with your hips, up, down, and around, maybe even into your shoulders, head and neck. As always, there's different levels in the class, different days, right? Days where we feel ninjas, days where we feel like, oh my God, I can't get out of bed. Switch direction. Honor that. Doesn't mean that if you don't feel like coming out of bed, you don't need to practice. Show up, but just be more gentle on your body. Coming back to neutral, keep the hips over the knees, walk the hands forward. Lower the forehead towards the ground. If it reaches and it's easy, bring the chin down. Let the chest be heavy down, downward puppy. Into downward doggy, rooting down all 10 fingers. Tuck the toes under, reach back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah, we'll mix in some Sanskrit. You can bend a knee at a time. Just make sure you're not running, right? Again, you're going slow. You exhale. You breathe into the straight leg. You bend the knee, you press into the other leg. So it's really conscious. There's time to slow down the mind. And that's the secret of yoga. It doesn't have to necessarily be mushy. It can easily be powery as long as it's conscious, as long as it's full of awareness and presence. Root as much as you can with the left heel to the ground. Take the right leg up to the sky. Slow motion, bend the right knee, open the hips, a few circles with the ankles. Keep pressing all 10 fingers down. Other direction. Straighten the right leg. As you exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, slowly back. Try to make the transition slow. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale back. Exhale to the nose. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee over to the left elbow. Optional, bend the elbows. Inhale back. Right knee over to the right elbow. Maybe bend the elbows. Inhale back. And bring the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down. Low lunge. A variation of Anjaneyasana. If it's too much to bring the hands to the hips, keep them on the knee or even on the ground. Once they are on the hips, if you can really allow the hips to sink, slowly, slowly, whether it's morning for you or afternoon, as I sink deeper, I can get the psoas. I tuck a bit in the belly to support my lower back, lift the chest, keep the eyes relaxed. A few more breaths. If it feels good for you, bring the hands down towards the mat. Maybe you're clasping. Maybe they'll reach down. Keep breathing. Bring the hands consciously down to the mat. Try to lift the back knee and take the right foot without dragging too much. Hold plank for a moment. Activate between the shoulder blades. Keep the belly in. As you exhale, maybe lower the knees down, maybe just bend the elbows if you don't need the knees, chaturanga. Inhale, either a baby cobra or a full upward. Stay here for a few breaths. Warming up the spine. You can move from side to side if it feels good for you. Into downward dog. Right heel roots, left leg reaches high up, and then bend the left knee, open the hips, a few ankle rotations. Other direction. Straightening the left leg. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, back, reach back. Exhale, nose. Inhale. Maybe to the chin. Exhale. Back. Across over to the right. Inhale. Left optional, bend the elbows. Back. Gently low lunge. Slowly the hands to wherever feels right for you, possibly to the hips. Sink the hips low. Lift the chest. Maybe even lift a bit in the pelvic floor. So as I say bandhas, we're talking about lifting Mula Bandha, pelvic floor up. Uddiyana Bandha, belly slightly in and up. Sternum a bit up, shoulders down. Eyes relaxed. Connecting with your Ujjayi breath, soft breath flowing through the nose, passing through the slightly restricted throat, creating a soft sound. Let that be your mantra, let that be your music, let that be your dharana, point of focus. With awareness. Hands will come down to the mat. Step the left foot back. In slow motion, exhale as you lower down. Inhale as you open up. Maybe another chaturanga. Back to plank, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths. This is going to be a bit challenging what we're going to do next, so just do the best that we can. Some people call these Hindu salutes. Either way, we're coming forward, bending the elbows, keeping the head low. Forward, forward, forward. Vishiga! Upward dog. From here, I'm going to try to lower the shoulders down, and this is the challenging part. Pressing back. Hua. Let's do 5 of these. It's like the more I keep the hips low on the way back, the more challenge it is. Either way, it's a great substitute for a roller coaster. Life is good. One last one. You can do it. Yuba! Shiba! Let's rest in high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Right foot forward. Slow. Arms forward. Zen mind. Coming up. There's this misconception sometimes that Zen mind means doing nothing, means sitting in a bikini in the Bahamas. That could be Zen mind, but it's about the mind, not so much the body. Can you move slow, steady, focused? You can even move fast with Zen mind. If it's present, if every part of the transition is accounted for. Sink the hips a bit more. Open up the heart a bit more, add a little back bend. Here we go. With focus, seeing the hands as they come to the mat. Step it back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale. Heart pulls forward. Exhale. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Keep the right heel up. Reach the arms forward. You can see the hands as you come up. Your drishti, your gaze is super present. Press into the back leg. Bandha's active, eyes relaxed. Back to Ujjayi. Down to chaturanga, slow and steady. Walk the feet to the front. Forward fold over the legs. So, this will sound weird, but luckily enough, we even now in this 3 people class have some different body issues. I've got a right knee injury, Kasha has hamstrings. So as you can see, she's bending the knees, and that's totally cool, right? Some limitations do not mean no practice, mean modify the practice. Let the head go completely, a couple more breaths. Bend the knees a lot, roll up to stand. Cool, let's do a few times the wave. So bend the knees, knees forward, hips forward, belly, chest, head last. Just really warming up a little more in the body. It's actually one of my favorite preparations for drop back, for the big back bends. One more. Cool. Top of the mat, Samastitihi. Let's do 1 Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salute A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Try to go as lightly as possible, chaturanga. Inhale, soft eyes, soft face, gaze slightly up. Exhale, downward dog. Try to keep space between the shoulder blades. Rotate the shoulders towards the head. Try to relax the head so it's more between the arms than trying to reach the belly. Look between the hands, jump forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, slow and steady, Samastiti. Bend the knees, hips low, Utkatasana. Maybe deluxe version with heels up. Maybe super deluxe, hips down. Belly and chest up. Stay. If it's too much hands together, keep them apart. Right? Totally fine. Softening the gaze, softening the eyes, breathing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, head forward as you jump back. Inhale, open, shine. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, the left heel down. Slowly up, warrior one. Hand slowly to the heart, we're going to twist. From here, slow motion, twisting to the right. Keep the right knee bending, keep the right shoulder moving to the right. Gaze to the right. Optional, left arm up, adding a back bend. Remember, it's optional. Inhale, warrior. Slow and steady chaturanga. Actually, chaturanga times 5 if you like. Otherwise, one chaturanga, meet us in downward dog. Try to go slow and steady. It's okay to use the knees. One more. And a half. Inhale, happy upward. Exhale, downward doggy. Good news, y'all. Second side, left foot. Coming up, warrior. Sink the hips, hands to the heart. Twist to the left. Really feel like your whole left chest, your pecs are trying to open to the left. Left shoulder to the left. Optional, adding the back bend. Don't let go of the twist. Slowly, warrior. Again, watching the hands as you make your way down. Chaturanga, full of presence. Inhale, real open. Exhale, downward dog. Belly in, root the fingertips, reach the hips back. Look forward, jump forward and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, just lengthen. Bend the knees a bit, keep the head forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Right foot forward, warrior one. Slow and steady. Bring the right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Bend the right knee, go deeper. And then go back. Opening the shoulders and back. Keep the hips low, breathing. Back to the warrior. Slowly we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the right foot. Lowering to lizard, left knee down. I moved mine a bit back. Option one, stay here. Lizzie. Option 2, open the right knee to the side. Option 23, lower the forearms down. Some of you may need to do the same thing with a block for the forearms. Totally awesome, right? Whatever you need to do. I have a knee injury on this side, which means that I am going to keep the knee up, not open to the side, and just lower to wherever is reasonable for me. The secret to this pose is to deepen the exhales, so that with each exhale you feel a sense of softening, relaxing. Not only in the muscles, but also in the energetic body. As we open up the hip area, we release lots of stored emotional tension. So every exhale feels a bit like freedom, like softness, like surrender. Nice. The exit, starting with airplane, left knee way forward. Moving the right arm under the right leg, left arm to the side, chest forward. Try to lift the arms. Stay here or lift the back knee off the ground. Airplane deluxe. Stay here or arm balance, hands down. Ekapada Kundinyasa. Shift the weight way forward, legs up. Take here 2-3 breaths and then chaturanga. If you have chin stand, exit. Either way, breathing. Meeting in downward dog, take a moment here. Just smile, catch your breath, and remember, oh, thank goodness I've got a second side. Here we go, left foot. Slow and steady, warrior one. Virabhadrasana Ka. Left arm underneath the right. Sink the hips, elongate. Then keep the hips low as you open up your heart space, your back, your shoulders. Try to maintain breath, it's not easy. Back to the warrior. Slow motion, hands to the inside of the left foot. Again, maybe block, maybe not, pillow, whatever you got around. Either move back, knee back, or left foot forward. This side, my knee is fine, so I opened up to the side, lower to the forearms. Surrender. The more I'm on the right side, the easier it is. The more I shift weight towards the left knee, the more intense it is. The more I move my arms forward, the spicier it gets. Find a place, we call it the edge, where you feel plenty enough spice, but not so much that your breath shortens, that your face becomes awkward, or that you do any other stressful things like clasp the fingers or weird stuff with the eyes. So just keep the eyes relaxed, the fingers relaxed, the shoulders and the belly relaxed. Really, this is an effortless pose. It doesn't mean there's no intensity. It's just that the intensity happens thanks to gravity and your body weight. We simply sit, observe, breathe deeply, especially with the exhales. but this helps us cultivate the Zen mind, so that as we more move into yoga bodies, into a bit more yang practices, from yin to yang, we can maintain somewhat of this Zen mind. Airplane deluxe, optional. Remember, you can stay in airplane, that's fine. Or Ekapada Kundinyasa, right elbow touches right hip, shifting weight forward, breathing, staying here, or chin stand, or chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward dog eventually. And look between the hands, jump forward, lengthen, exhale full. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, chaturanga. Upward, exhale downward. One more time. You can repeat the same thing jumping forward, or if you want to try and jump forward into crow or walk forward, take the feet forward, coming up, knees onto the arms, gaze forward, shifting weight forward. Over time, lift the hips. Continuing, students, that's easy. If you have second series Ashtanga, you can work on the jump forward onto the arms. 3, 2, 1, chaturanga. Inhale into happiness, heart openness. Exhale, downward doggy. Slow and steady, right foot forward, left heel down. Really watch the hands, super Zen mind. Watch the right hand. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Presence. And you soften the shoulders. It's like you're on water, and yet there's power. Hips go lower. We'll take here a few moments. Open, close your hands. Stop, reverse, palms up. Here we go. Keep going. More. Stop. Reach forward, reverse the warrior. Keep the front knee bending, keep the right knee moving over towards the right. Belly tucks in, breath. Warrior 2. Good. Straightening the front leg. Narrow the stance a bit, triangle, trikonasana. Belly in, gaze up. Maybe even wrapping the left arm behind the back. For those that want a little more shoulder opening. Try to maintain one line with the right leg. We're going to transition to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Moving the weight forward. Hand can be down. Maybe on a block, maybe on the ground. Maybe one day you bring it to half namaste. Breathing. Reaching back, bending the front knee, landing warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, shine. Exhale. Left foot forward, right heel down. Reach the arms. With a slow exhale, open up. Sink a little deeper. Here we go. Open, close. Pause. Rotate. And again. Open, close. Consider breathing. Open, reach, reverse. Warrior two. Straightening the front leg. If you need to shorten a bit. Trikonasana, triangle. Maybe wrapping. Right arm behind the back, towards the inner left thigh. And either stay here or come forward to balance on the left leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Keep the right leg strong, foot flexed. Belly in, breathe. Warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. If you want Chaturanga times 5, 6, go. Times 2, go. Just do it consciously. Not the slowest in the world, just not the fastest in the world. Lots of awareness. You've had enough, go to upward dog. And downward doggy. Take 2 breaths. Look forward, jump forward. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. If you'd like, hold the elbows. If you'd like, stand on the feet. Padahastasana. Stand on the hands, that is. See, Kasha found a way to do a little variation as the hamstrings are not going to be happy. This is pretty intense for most of us on the hamstrings. Even if you don't know any official variation, you got to a pose that just feels wrong because of an injury. Just do anything, really. Sit in a squat. Bend in one other way that feels good for you. Even just stay there, sitting consciously, observing the breath is perfectly fine. Good, inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Come to the front. If you're not there, Samastitihi. Open the right foot to the right side. Prasarita Padottanasana. We're going to clasp the hands. If the shoulders are a bit tight, we're going to clasp with a strap. You can see Dan showing you how it's done. It's got a bit of distance between the hands. This gives more space for the shoulders. Thank you. Inhale, create length. Exhale, forward fold. You can see right now Kasha giving you a different variation. She's doing goddess. Again, this is too much on her hamstrings. Right? There is no such thing as one sequence that fits all. Sorry. There's a rough idea of sequence, like we do in Doron Yoga. There are these building blocks. But within them, we realize, we recognize, we know that each person, each day, each season, each age, each whatever it is, changes and needs to modify accordingly. Practicing awareness is the practice of yoga. Moving the body in a way that feels good, that feels productive, helpful, supports the practice of the mind. We're almost there. Not sure where we're going, but we're almost there. Power the legs, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands. Good. Come to the front of your mat, release. Shake it away. One more hamstring, sorry people. Hopefully you love your hamstrings even if they're tight. Take the hands behind the back, either reverse namaste if that's not happening. Simply hold the elbows. Step the right foot back, adjust the hips to the front. Lift the chest and exhale, forward fold. Hips are as forward as possible, belly is in, gaze is slightly forward, traditionally towards the toes, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever helps you lengthen a bit in the spine. Breathing. Inhale, coming back up. Bring the right knee forward. Straighten the right leg. Belly and breathe. Release. Let's step the left foot back this time. Adjust the hips to the front. Belly and chest up. Exhale, forward fold. Staying with breath. Almost all of the poses we're doing here have single poses, single videos describing how to do them. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel, and if you look through the channel, we put a category called how-tos, and you can just see their deeper explanation on how to do the pose, so that when we practice here, you can really focus on the breath, stay present, stay calm in the mind. Inhale, slowly coming up. Good. Lift the pelvic floor, right knee forward. Straighten the leg as high as it will go. You can point the toes, it'll be a little easier. Either way, breathing. Release. Good. Shake it away, shake your wrists away a bit. Good job. Here we go. We'll meet in downward dog. Take your sun salute, follow your breath. Surya Namaskara A. Come forward to planky. Before we lower to the belly, we'll just hang out here for a moment. Maybe right leg up for 3, 2, 1. Slowly down, left leg up. 3, 2, 1. Left foot down, slowly lowering to the belly. Good. We're going to go for Shalabhasana. Want to go swimming? We can go swimming. Take the arms forward. Lift the legs. If lifting the arms is too much, just keep them alongside the body. It'll be less on the back. If it's okay, lift them up. Stay here. This is already pretty intense. If you want more back work, as you exhale, squeeze them back. Elbows back. Inhale, forward. Exhale like a W. Inhale. Keep the eyes forward, just the eyeballs follow the hands, using your peripheral vision. Just 3 more. Last one. Hold 3, 2, 1, rest. Yeah, this can get intense, but that's the beauty of it. Work, rest. Yang yin, yin yang. constantly at interplay. You said you want a break. That's fine. Why don't we take one? Let's do Ardha Bekasana, half froggy. Left elbow underneath left shoulder. Bend the right knee. Reach the right foot. A little bit into the quaddies. Gentle, gentle. This when I have a knee pain, I'm going easy. I'm actually pressing up with the foot, which activates the muscles around my knee. So then as I keep going deeper, it still feels okay. Right? Finding your edge, your place where you can feel enough, but it's not getting too much. One more breath. Kasha is showing you if it's too easy what you do. You lift up. Don't do that if you're not already close to the ground. Release. Let's switch sides. Easy side, right? At least for me it is. I always joke about it, but sometimes it actually happens to be true. And so yeah, you have two legs. We sometimes imagine we use them evenly. Most of us don't. And so, yeah, one side gets a bit tighter than the other. That's part of the beauty of yoga. We've never really skipped one side. We always work on evening it out. Find your Ujjayi breath. Find the softness around the eyes. Find the joy in the practice. Release. We're going to go right into bow pose, Dhanurasana. Take hold of feet if you can. Go down towards the ankles. Try to keep the legs somewhat closer in, especially the knees. Keep them no wider than your hips. Press the legs up. Move the chest forward. Eyes are relaxed. Breath. Down. Feel free, press it back into a child's pose. You deserve it. If you're like, what child's pose? Then come up into a cobra or baby cobra. A little more work. Remember, the options are usually all good. Every day you'll need something else, and that's perfectly fine. Downward doggy. Moment of work here. We're going to come onto the right arm, side plank, Vaishishtasana. Lift up. If this is too much, keep the right knee on the ground. If this is too easy, lift the left foot up. If this is crazy easy, lift the left leg up. Waba! Fun times. Eventually the drishti, the gaze goes up towards the left foot. Breathe. We're going to switch sides. Remember, both sides don't have to be equal. Maybe this side you need to bend the knee. Maybe it goes up. Maybe not. As long as you're breathing and practicing, that's everything. Slowly down. I'd say chaturanga. If it was too much, take child's pose or downward dog. Take a breath. Right, so we're going to go for a little bit of a fun, more deep stretch. Go for Mandukasana. So you'll turn sideways onto your mat. You'll walk your knees as far as they'll allow you to. When you've reached the point of no more, take the feet wider. When you feel like there's nothing else, lower to your forearms, don't lower to your belly. And then start to press the hips backwards. Back. The more you press back, the more Ai Chihuahua it becomes. And then finding breath. I used to have a student in Silicon Valley, he was Israeli, he used to call this the Mossad pose, i.e. torture pose. But we think of it as lovely deliciousness, right? This is that little bit, that just tiny bit of fresh chilies ground into your beautiful, fresh raspberry jam. And that little bit of a kick, yeah, that's why we're waking up. This is our practice. Realizing life is not laying on the beach with a bikini all the time. Sometimes. But sometimes we need to show up. We need to do the work. Even when it's uncomfortable. It's how we deal with the moments that are uncomfortable that reflect who we really are. It's easy to be a Zen mind when everything is perfect. For me, the challenge is when things go crazy, when chaos arrives. How do we deal with it then? Can we then stop, refocus, re-ask? What is the right thing to do right now? Maybe all it is to stay with the discomfort and not fight it. Keep breathing. I've failed miserably plenty times. The true Zen master sees these failures as opportunity, as an opportunity to rework the mind. Doesn't say, oh, I am not a Zen mind. I got upset, I got angry, I got fear, whatever it may be. It's not about, oh, I can't do it. It's about, I will practice, I will try again. I will stay with this for another 3 breaths. Remember, showing up is everything. Here we go. Start to move your weight forward. And as you move forward, then you'll feel less pressure. You can bring the feet closer in. I come up to my hands, then I bring the knees closer in. And then I have a seat, because I need to shake my legs away. Maybe you don't. It just feels good. Shake, 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 wake up. Okay. Shake, wake up. Good job, everybody. We'll do one more playtime. Just a quickie Navasana on our way to the back bends, okay? No fancy tricks today. Okay, I think we'll stay with this. Navasana Pachagawaga. If this is too much, bend the knees. If it's still too much, hold the thighs. Breathe here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the legs, lift up, and lower down. Here we go again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Last one. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3/4. 4. Hands can be forward at the heart, or the hardest version, hands overhead. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Rest in a mini Shavasana. Plenty Shavasanas in life. Plenty dying, plenty resurrections. Feet on the ground, knees up. A little bit of Mysore style. Go ahead and do between 3 to 5 rounds of your back bends. So, lifting up. As you lift up, try to keep the knees a little closer to each other than your feet. You can start with bridge. We've done already on the belly back bends and the eagle. So if you're ready for your full upward bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana, feel free to come up. If you have breath, please use it. to, you come down, take a break. You don't need a break. You can lower your head down, or even without lowering the head, move the hands a bit forward and come up again if you need more intensity. Your choice, breathing. Keep practicing. Try not to stay in resting pose too long. Beautiful, working on straightening the arms. If you end up doing a drop back, do one. Still have time for one or two last ones. If you've done 3 or 4, and you feel like you have one more, great. If you've had enough, bring the knees to the chest. Hug yourself here for a moment. We'll take a supine twist, a twist on the back. So place the feet on the ground. Move your hips up and to the right. Take your knees over to the left. Either feet together, knees together. If you want to wrap in eagle legs, feel free to wrap in eagle legs. Any version that feels good for you. Take the gaze in the opposite side. If you've taken the knees to the left, gaze to the right. One more time, dropping into yin, into deeper exhales, into softness, awareness. Feel the exhale running through the body. The right shoulder relaxing with every exhale. Slowly coming back up. If you've crossed the legs, uncross. Hips back to center and even moving over to the left, opposite side of the legs. Knees either together or I've got the eagle legs, wrapping the legs. Taking the knees towards the ground, the shoulder towards the ground. Take the gaze away from the knees. Relax everything, allow your knees to slowly lower down, the shoulders to slowly soften down. Your jaw, relax, release. Maintaining the breath. Slowly coming back up. Uncross the legs. Your choice, if you have chakrasana, flipping over the head, go ahead. Otherwise, you can roll a few times on the back. Come up to sit. Take a vinyasa. Downward dog. Jumping through to your seat. Walking through a spine too. Left leg forward. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Jana Shirshasana if you want. Jana Shirshasana. Half lotus. Take it half lotus. Forward fold. Kasha is doing something for the quads instead of the hamstring. Dan is sitting on a block. feels tight for you, sit on a block. You don't have a block or a pillow or a blanket, bend the left knee some. And this will create a little more room. It will shift the stretch from the attachment to more of the belly of the hamstring where there's more room to stretch. It's a good place to start there, and over time, straighten the leg. Noticing your breath. Completely up to you. If you want to jump back, take a vinyasa, please go ahead and do so. If it feels pretty chill and you want to simply switch sides, please go ahead and do so. My belly slightly tucks in, gaze forward, and again, you don't have to start at 100%. Start wherever it feels right, and with every exhale, a bit more surrender. Yoga is not about pushing. Yoga is about showing up, practicing with a sense of detachment. I'm not eager to touch my head to the knee. Nothing really happens when the head touches the knee. But I'm eager to show up and to be present, to breathe, to feel the sensation, and be okay with the sensation. Yoga is a mind training program where the body is used at the same time to help with the training. Inhale, come up. Let's all take a vinyasa. Why not? Once more, jump through to your seat. Paschimottanasana, both legs forward. Again, sitting on a block or bending the knees as needed, totally fine. Belly in, surrender. Kasha is doing the Baddha Konasana, variation for hip openers. For some reason you can't do the hamstrings, great option. Soft gaze. Your eyes are present but relaxed. Slowly coming up. We'll finish with one inversion. Your choice. You can take shoulder stand. You can take head stand if you have it in your practice. You can even, I don't know, it's one of those days where you're like, Doron, I just got my period, I'm tired. It's okay, guys can do this too. You can take the block stand, that's fine too. So, the block stand. Dan's going for the shoulder stand. Elbows moving in closer to each other as much as possible. Legs slowly come up. Kasha going for the headstand. You got all variations going on today. Remember in the headstand to really keep the belly tucked in, gaze steady at one point. If you needed to move to a wall, absolutely great, no problem with that. Once you find your pose, please try to hold it steady for a little bit. At any point you need to rest, rest. Try to stay a little longer. If you're in shoulder stand, please take the legs over the head into plow, halasana. And then go ahead and bend the knees towards the ears, Karnapidasana. Go ahead and slowly roll down and take your variations of fish. If you're in a headstand and still up and have a moment of energy, lower down halfway. Maybe lift back up. And eventually lower down to child's pose. If you've done the fish, you can lower eventually from the fish and hang out in knees to the chest. Once done here, you can actually, before you lower to your Shavasana, come up to sit for a moment, if you don't mind. If you've had enough, you can lower to Shavasana, shut down the video. And I'm grateful for you and for your practice. If you have another moment with us, please stay seated to really benefit from this practice. Especially after going upside down, sometimes there's some energy in the crown chakra. Being present and aware. The body. The mind, and eventually surrendering both into space, into simple awareness, expanded awareness. Palms together in front of the heart. A moment for gratitude, sincere gratitude. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for this place, for this floor, for this body. I'm grateful for your comments. I'm grateful for you letting me know that you've watched, that you've been here, so I can feel your energies, even through digital ways. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.